Hello, this is another session of 888 4L. I'm going to be commentating on my play, hopefully find some interesting spots that I can review later. Always play better when I'm recording myself, and it's always nice to be able to watch over sessions, especially if there's significant hands. I've got a ton of these videos on my channel just because I like making them. And like I said before, I always play better when I'm filming myself, so it's in my best interest to film myself as much as possible. We will be 5-tabling today, which is what I usually do. I play full ring, so it's quite easy to 5-table. If it was 6 max, I don't think I wouldn't be able to play this many tables just because there'd be too much action. But 9-handed, it's fine. Just going to be trying to play solid poker. I wouldn't say necessarily ABC poker, because if I find good spots to bluff or do something non-standard, non-traditional, if you like, then I'll take it. But I mean, compared to the average 8-8 micro stakes player, I'm sure will seem very standard. That's fine. Folding 9-4 to the oddly sized bet as we pick up ace-king suited in the bottom left and ace-5 on the big blind. So this is a post. It's worth remembering that this is a post up here in the top left, so we don't need to be scared. He opens a guy that's, how many hands do we have on him? Only 59. Okay, I don't mind raising here to 36 with ace-king suited. I don't like flatting. We get action. Obviously taking a flop multi-web ace-king is not ideal. Re-raising is a lot better. And he calls. And we flop a straight. Okay. It's quite nice for our hand. I am going to value bet here. I'm going to make it like 45, 46. Hopefully he's got like, if he's got like kings or aces, this is just amazing for us. Ooh, not a great turn card for us. Ace-king suited. Ace-king of diamonds now ahead of us. Not going to do anything here. Just going to fold here. Definitely still have to bow out for value here. Making it 95 seems fine. Trying to get big value payoffs. No diamonds. Okay, great. And we have the nuts, other than ace-king of diamonds is the only card, or ace-queen of... Oh no, you can't have ace-queen of diamonds. Ace-king of diamonds is the only card we're behind. I feel absolutely fine to just jam. See if we get paid off. Ace-queen of diamonds. Okay, so we take it down. Great. That was a great hand for us. Ace-queen. Interesting to note that he'll open ace-queen off under the gun in full ring. That's not a standard open. It's quite a loose open. I don't think it's worth noting down particularly. Perhaps it's worth noting down. I'll take a quick note of it, just a small one. We'll open ace-queen off under the gun. Safe. Yeah, it's just a little note. May as well, anything reasonably significant. Pick up. We're open-ended up here, but it's the worst end of an open-ended, and 12 to win 12, even though this guy is a bit of a donkey, I don't know if you can see, but this guy's been noted as a donkey. And that donkey just means, obviously, he bets out a lot. He'll donk off on flops. There was a hand earlier today where I knew he had nothing. I was big blind, he was small blind, same table. And he limped. It folded round to him in the small blind, and he limped. I'm just going to limp. I'm just going to limp 7-10. This could be a huge mistake. Kings under the gun. This is an interesting spot. What to make it? Happily, no. I'm going to make 10s under the gun, and I think actually I'm going to do the same thing with kings. Suited 9. This guy folds his big blind 80% of the time here, so I don't see anything wrong with making 13. We get raised to 60. Can't be afraid of aces. Absolutely can't be afraid of aces. Oh my god, and we flop quads at the bottom left. Oh my word, that's pretty crazy. I'm going to make this 188 actually. I'm just going to fold here, Cannot believe we flopped quads. That's pretty funny. Just going to make it 15, going to make it very small. We took it down with kings here pre. And this isn't a great flop for us. I think we're just going to have to check to him. He calls us on flop. I'm actually going to bet out 50. If he's got a flush, then obviously that's dream situation. He just calls. That's absolutely hilarious. What a freaking run out. And he just, wow, this guy overbets this pot. Ooh, this is interesting. I could limp in here. What's this guy's opening? Folding that. What's this guy opening from under the gun in middle position? It's off like 60%. I'm actually going to ISO this guy. I think he's opening weak enough for this to be profitable. Make it 22. Interesting to see if he wants to open. Interesting to see what he does here. Okay, so he makes the call. Not a good flop for us at all, and he bets out 8. The price is good enough to hit an ace, I think, just about, given that he's probably betting a lot of his stack here. I am just going to call once. We pick up a gut shot. We have to call now, for sure. Just once. It's definitely good enough price to hit a king or an ace. Not many of them are good because a lot of them complete flushes and quads. Sorry, not quads. A lot of them complete flushes. Cannot believe that quad sound. That is absolutely ridiculous. Here I'm just going to fold. I mean, he never has something random, I don't think. Well, he does have something random, which is micro stakes, but not enough for me to feel comfortable. This is such an innocuous flop that we're definitely being profitable when we c-bet it. We'll see what he wants to do here. He calls, okay. Queen, please. No queen there. And he bets out 48. We just fold, of course. Pick up queens on the button at the bottom left. That's nice. If it folds to us here with an ace on the cutoff, we'll definitely raise. Another raise from this guy. I'm just going to fold this time, I think. Queens on the bottom, definitely raising. I'm not looking to mess around and do something. You know, if the blinds fold, then the blinds fold. This is a good flop for us. It's a very good flop for us. He's got plenty of 10s and jacks in his range, I think. So he may well just decide to call this. We're likely to see a call here. It's quite a drawy sort of board for his range coming out of the big blind. Not a great card for us, but definitely one that will continue getting value on. I don't mind making it slightly larger. Making it 38 seems okay. I mean, when I say slightly larger, I just mean closer to 3/4 pot than a half pot. I think that's a larger. So not a large bet, but larger than I think most turn C bets. That's just because of the nature of the board. I thought he's likely to continue. He did fold though. Ace Queen on the hijack, so that's cool. That's cool. Definitely opening that. And Ace 7 on the cutoff, definitely opening that as well if he folds. I get to open both hands. That's great. Get called out of the small blind from this ultra aggro guy. VPIP 94. And we hit, ooh. Not completely sure about this flop, but definitely one that I will get value out of. Try and get value out of. We get re-raised, we're not messing around, we're just folding. We're never ahead. Oh, and they both fold. Okay, so none of them had an ace, which is a shame because we were getting value out of worse aces. Getting plenty of value out of worse aces. It was a bit precautionary. I was a bit precautionary there just because of obviously the possibility of him holding a 10, of one of those two players holding a 10, which means that, you know, it's not completely hunky-dory, as it were. You know, we could be seeing it go very sour, especially when this guy's so deep on us. If an ace did roll out, then we'd have the best hand, so I don't know what I'm talking about there. But, you know, our reverse implied odds wouldn't be great. I doubt, I'm not going to get it in though. I'm not going to get it in for you know, like 150 big blinds with just a pair of aces there on a paired board. So obviously we'd have two pair aces and 10s, but you know, the board's paired, so that's negligible. You know, he'd only ever have a 10 if he's willing to get it in that deep, or a full house or a set of another card. Interesting open and call here. Suited ace I would open from the hijack, but I'm not going to open it from sort of middle position here. 6 to win 36 is slightly too good for me to turn down, even with one of the worst hands in the game. The chance of us flopping 2 10s or 2 2s and stuff like that is very nice. We flop 1 2, although of course that's no good. And we just fold it, of course. Interesting to see how the hand plays out. There is now 3 spades on the board, which is at least somewhat scary. The queen doesn't complete much. I think this guy probably had the flush. He was betting out very heavily. 9-2, there's like almost nothing that's going to happen that's going to make me open this one, I don't think. Although this guy does fold his blinds 71% of the time to a steal. Although once this guy opens, of course, we're not going to get involved in the pot at all. Ace king on the big blind on the bottom right. Ace 10 on the big blind on the bottom left. I don't think we're going to be defending this if it folds round. This guy's range early position is reasonable, but taking a flop out position with ace 10 is not something I'm planning on doing when he makes it 14. Jack's on the button. 7 deuce small blind, obviously we'll be folding that. And we're going to be getting some juicy value here, so with 3 limpers I think we make it about, what, 22? Seems reasonable. Maybe should make it a bit smaller, make it like 20, but look at that, we get snapped by the guy of 94 VPIP, no surprise there. Definitely raising this up to 19, I think. Could even make it 20. 19 seems fine. So the same thing as 20 pretty much. Oh, awful board for us. But we're likely to have the best hand. We're certainly likely to have the best hand here. We're only losing to sets that have been mined. Don't mind betting out here. And I'm going to bet out here as well. Oh my god, what the fuck? I mean, we can't call this. It's such a weird bet though. What the hell? So we just have a set. I mean, I don't think we can call. Can we call with jacks? Overpair? Maybe he's just got ace 4. Man, such a weird insta-shove. Such a weird insta-shove. Oh man, I mean, such a weird overbet. I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's hit something weird, and I'm just going to fold. Ace king, I think I might just check back to him, given that 5 now is a straight. Hopefully we get a free showdown with ace high. We probably won't though. I doubt he's going to be giving. Oh yeah! Wow, he just had a pair of 7s. He called flop with 7-3. Wow. Wow. Calling station. Calling station. Calling station. And then we're marking him fish. Oh, we've seen him do it a lot. And also he's got, yeah, VPIP of 95. I mean, you have to be quite spectacular at post-flop play to have a VPIP of 95 and not be a fish. I'm just going to let him have it. I'm going to give him a walk. Ace 3 here. Given the action, given these players' actions, and this is a post, I feel comfortable just making it 20 here. We'll get a call out of this guy for sure, but beyond that, I don't think we'll see many calls. This guy could call. We're out of position, obviously, but if we hit an ace, we're just golden. Okay. You know, this guy's so fishy that if we get any kind of value hands, we obviously raise sevens from the button. He just shoves, okay. Now this would be interesting if we called this off. No, he doesn't, he just folds. 9 king I could open from this position. I am going to open it from this position actually. Not something I usually do, and we kind of get punished. Not really, but that's not what we wanted to see. We didn't want to see ourselves getting flatted out off the button. And an ace does roll off. If he doesn't have an ace, it's difficult for him to continue here. I'm definitely going to give him credit for an ace if he does continue, even though we have seen him. And we hit a 9. I'm not sure what to make of this. Do we want to make a blocking bet here with some fold equity? I'm going to make a small blocking bet here, because obviously if he has an ace, and we do have plenty of fold equity here. Comes queen. I think he checks back most of his aces here. Yeah, and he does check back most of his aces. Interesting hand there. Interesting hand. Not great. Not a great showing, really. With 2 overpairs. Oh, I think I'm just going to check this one to him. We're seeing open from this guy. He's opening 13% under the gun. I am actually going to raise to 32 straight away. Squeeze everyone out of the pot immediately. I'm going to fold the 2 overpairs, the ace-9. Maybe that's a mistake, but I mean, I just don't want to be second guessing the donk. Interesting to see what this guy does. If he re-raises, then I might just fold. How donkey do we think this guy is? So his 3-bet is 2. How many hands do you have on? 360. Only 3-bets 2, and this is a 4-bet. We've never seen him do that. I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and fold. I think it's unlikely. He could have ace-king, of course, which we're beating. I don't think he has anything worse than that. I don't think he has 10s. So I don't think we're ever ahead. So I think it's fine just to fold that. Absolutely fine to fold that. The backdoor full house on the top right table there. Oh, come on, where's that flop? This flop, these cards, sign me up. Ace-king suited in the big blind on the top left. And kings on the button at the bottom left. With a poster and an open raise. Definitely going to town on in both hands. Happy to make it, I think, 25. I'm out of position, so I think I like it if he just folds. And here I'm happy to make it about 45. Seems fine. We hit an ace. I am actually gonna bet out. I think try and get value from a worse ace. We're not getting value from anything other than a worse ace. When it comes queen and we pick up the flush draw, which makes me think I can bet out again. Everyone folds on the hand of queens. Interesting to see what he does here. If he jams, he could definitely have us beat if he jams. I don't know whether I can... Oh my word. I don't know whether I can fold. The thing is, if I call this, I can't get away from it on the river. What's he ever doing this with that we're losing to? Ace-queen? Ace-5? I find it hard to believe he has ace-5. I think ace-queen really is the only card. We can't fold here just because the price is too good. I'm going to call once. If we hit a heart, our decision's easy. If it's not, we'll have to decide. Okay, we're going to have to decide. Can we get away from this? There's a chance he just checks behind. A very small chance, though. Does he have ace queen? This is a very tough hand. Very tough hand with top pair here. He's tanking though. Sevens. Oh my word! What a weird hand. What a wow! That is very, very odd. I'm glad that he checked behind. I wonder what would if I jammed turn. I mean, sure. What's going through his mind when it comes queen and he raises? I mean, we're basically playing an ace straight up and a strong ace. It just doesn't make any sense. And this guy that we've marked as a fish has min-raised a min-raise. This is very odd. We get a re-raise. This guy is 3-betting 6% of his range. Such an odd hand. I'm not going to get involved with ace jack suited, though it's very close. This hand far right is very interesting. You know, I think I'm just going to give it to him ace 9 up position. He's only got 90 behind though. When he makes it 18, I don't think I can call it. If I knew that if I was going to call behind, obviously I'd be in there. When we pick up, it would have been open-ended. But when this guy just shoves, or doesn't shove, but you know, donks for over pot, we probably just have to throw it away. I mean, he probably has ace 10, right? Something like that, I would have thought. Jack queen suited. We see a raise from here. Happy to flat. What is this? Happy to flat this if it folds to us, or if someone flats it. Oh, happy to flat it behind. Obviously, we flop very well multi-way. Double ace board. 4 twin 22. I've never been one to turn that down, even with 9 deuce. We don't flop well at all. Wow, everyone's trying to ISO this guy. I'm surprised this seat's open. Folding, of course, there. Folding, of course, there. Folding everywhere. Fold, fold, fold. Aces versus sevens. And he flopped the old flush. Wow. Too bad for queen jack. I mean, yeah, well, too bad for queen jack, too bad for aces as well. You know, I'm actually not going to call from the small blind here. If I knew he was just going to call behind, then I would have called, but, you know, there's always the chance this guy squeezes. He seems quite liberal with his 3-bets. You know, he's got 6% 3-bet range. So there's a very good chance that he decides to squeeze there. So I didn't think I'd take the risk, especially when we'll be acting first post-flop with a bad hand. And even when we flop a pair, we're unlikely to be feeling that comfortable, unless it's a 10 high board, really. And even then, something weird like this could happen when they all have overpairs and someone's flopped something, and this is a huge, huge pot for 4-L. 3 players are going to be all in, I would have thought, unless they just decide that suddenly they don't have a good hand. The queen at the end scared them or something. But no, he does go all in. He does get called, and he has the flush. The nuts. And he takes it all home for a tidy profit. And he's sitting on 250 big blinds now. Very nice. Pocket fours, looking for a flop like this. This is the dream flop for pocket fours right here on that bottom right table. Unfortunately, it's extremely unlikely we managed to replicate that on the bottom left table, but you know, we can always hope. Queen 6 just going to fold. And here as well. Okay, well, that's a pretty good result. I'm happy with the blinds. Very happy with the blinds. Pocket kings, bottom left. That's the hand we like to see. This guy is like so aggro that I'm actually going to call 6, and if we flop an ace, which we don't, we're getting plenty of value. This guy opens for 8. Hopefully we see something weird from this guy, although we probably won't. I would be surprised if we did anything. We've got 94 hands on him. He seems just very, very tight. And he does just fold. I am going to re-raise here because I don't want to take a flop multi-way. I'm not going to make it too big. I think I'm going to make it 22. You know, sort of squeeze the blinds out, but encourage him to call out position. Okay, so the small blind calls. And he's a very tight player, which makes me not want to see an ace. Wow. That's a very nice flop for us. And when he bets 40. Very interesting. I'm not going to call this high card ace, nor am I going to call this. I'm going to raise to 125 bottom table. Happy to get it in here if he does shove. We'll be calling if he shoves. I'm just going to call with an ace on the button here. He's definitely thinking about what he wants to do. If he jams, we absolutely have to call. He makes the call and we flop. Wow, this isn't what I wanted to see particularly because he could very well have the ace. I'm going to check behind. There's no bad cards for us at all. Hopefully he bets out. Wow. If he bets 199, obviously we can't fold with the second nuts. You know, if he has it, then he has it. Doesn't have it. Okay, that's nice. Just going to fold multi-way to this. Whoops, what folded there? 26, that's fine. Three bet by the small blind. Yeah, I think we just have to fold. Suited king. The small blind on the small stack on the button makes me feel more comfortable opening this. If it was a 100 big blind stack, then I think I'd just fold. Not going to call ace queen because it's quite a large bet, even though it is the fish that's opened and we've got two callers. What on earth is that? I mean, obviously we're just calling. Not a good flop for us. Checks. Not completely to us, but kind of. Some decent turns for us. That's not a decent turn for us by any stretch of the imagination. And the short stack bets 12. You know, I think I am going to peel this one. The odds are so good for us. We hit an 8. You know, we could have the best hand here. We could. There is a chance that we have the best hand here. And if he just jams, I think I might call. As ludicrous as that sounds, I mean, I'm calling 20 for sure. As we pick up ace queen and the table's starting to crumble here. I am going to call this, I think, because it's such a weird... I mean, it's such a weird site. Why don't you just jam? If he's going for value, he jams, right? Obviously just been squeezed out of this pot now. This guy's got straight for sure. Yep. Maybe that was a bit ambitious there. The 8 obviously wasn't a great hand. It you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2, 3. Kings again at the bottom left. That has got to be the third time we picked up kings at the bottom left. Oh my god, folds to us, that's gross. Ace deuce, folding that if it's offsuit. This is a weird hand. I think I'm going to stop the video in a couple of minutes. Hopefully flop very well. Don't flop very well. Folding here. I think I might end it now actually. Seems like a good place to end it. Not much going on. Yeah. So thanks for watching if you have been. And I'll be making tons more videos all the time. Almost pretty much every day I think. So I'm sure I'll see you again.